Hi, Miss Vandushka. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Miss Jan. How are you? How was your day?
Been quite busy. I went into school. Very strange. I wish the children were in. Just got back. I'm really starving. Oh, it must be dinner time soon.
Miss Jan, what would you do if you didn't have any food?
Oh my goodness. That's quite hard to imagine. My stomach's rumbling. What would you do if you didn't have food? We always have plenty of food, but I guess there are some people in the world that don't have enough.
That's right. Grade three have been learning about the fact that there are some people that don't have the same quality of life that we do. And we've been learning about how we can be global citizens and help them. So I wonder what we would do if we knew that there were some people who didn't have enough food to eat.
Wow. That is a big question. It makes me feel a little bit embarrassed, actually, because sometimes I actually waste food. I think I buy too much and then I end up getting rid of it. I kind of think there's probably a way that I could improve that practice, actually. I could be a better at preserving and maybe sharing my food with other people.
Imagine what we could do even on a bigger scale than that. Because we know that we could help in our local community. Imagine what we could do in our global community. Imagine if we were running our own global organization.
Yeah, I definitely think we could share ideas and try and think of ways by brainstorming, think of ways that we could be better at sharing with others instead of being a little bit wasteful, which we sometimes are. Do you have any ideas?
Well, I
Oh,
think if I was running a global organization trying to help people who didn't have food or were homeless, I would probably ask some volunteers to come in. Maybe they could bring some food and we could cook for people and we could have like a kitchen where people could come and have food for free.
yeah, definitely. That sort of puts images in my head of big pots of food being all cooked at once and then distributed into smaller containers, getting friends to help you, to give it to people, to distribute, to share. I think one of the ideas that comes into my head is using other people, using others,
Yeah.
helping each other, collaborating.
Yeah, like volunteering your time, right? Wait, oh my goodness, Miss Jan, hold on a second. I need to go teach grade three. I forgot about grade three. Oh,
Oh no.
okay, right. I'll chat to you later. Maybe we could talk more about this later and come up with some other ideas for helping the community around us.
Yeah, sure. Or maybe you could ask the children what they think as well.
That's a good idea. Yeah, maybe I'll ask grade three if they could run a global organization. What would they do? Who would they help?
Wow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
might do that, and I'll share their ideas with you.
Excellent.
Okay, chat to you soon. I need to go. Bye. Hi, grade three. I'm so sorry I got distracted by my chat with Miss Jan, but I was telling her all about the amazing learning that you have been doing about global citizenship. And then we started thinking, you know, those ideas that you had at the start when we talked about what would you do as a good global citizen? We started thinking, imagine if you could run your own international organization like we've been learning about. So we've learned about the Red Crescent so far, we've learned about Save the Children, and today I have a few friends that are in my video for you to share some of the things that they have done to make a difference in the world. Now, it's not just within their local communities, it's in the wider communities, okay? So today, you're going to be learning a little bit about what these people have done. And maybe that will fuel some amazing ideas from you guys. I want you to listen very carefully to the information that these people give you, and then at the end, I am going to share your special task for today. Okay, grade three, the first person that you are going to listen to is my friend who has started a simple organization here in the UAE, and it's linked to the current situation that we're in with the virus, with the coronavirus, COVID-19. And this person started up a WhatsApp and Facebook group, and posts little messages about people who need support and help, and then people volunteer to help. So remember, we talked about volunteering and donations and aid. Well, for this person, they have people that volunteer their time and they contribute money and resources to help other people in our very difficult time that we're all facing at the moment. So let's find out about the work that he's doing.
Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone. My name is Amr Al-Yafi and I am the founder of UAE Relief Initiative. What we do basically is we just connect people who are in need directly with people who are willing to help them. We're just the link between those two people. And what we do is we have a huge WhatsApp group with about 450 people in it, and WhatsApp groups, and we get cases of people approaching us on social media, and we have them fill out a form. We vet them a bit, we call them, we study their case, and then we post it on our WhatsApp groups, and someone within a few minutes will step up and say, okay, I'll help them, and then they deal directly with each other. Usually the cases are just groceries, food, sometimes medicine, house supplies, soap, things, basic necessities. Another thing we do is we get in touch with restaurants who are willing to give free food. And we post their posters and we say, this restaurant in this area and this emirate is willing to give free food. So people who are around the area can go and get fed if they can't if they can't afford to buy food, because a lot of people have lost their jobs and they haven't been paid in months, and they're paying rent as well, and a lot of them can't even afford their rent. So there are a lot of people in this specific time because of coronavirus who are unable to get food, who are unable to feed themselves and their families. So we're trying to help them, inshallah. And we encourage everyone, knock on your neighbors' doors and see how they're doing, if they need support. Another thing we do is we have a mental health aspect where we get in contact with the experts who are willing to give free live talks, and we broadcast these talks on our WhatsApp and Facebook. And usually weekly we have meditation sessions as well, and yoga sessions, just to get people into a more positive mindset, because a lot of people are going into they're having a lot of mental health problems that are developing because of our current events. And so that's basically what we do in a nutshell. If you'd like to get in touch with us if you have any feedback or ideas, we're more than welcome to hear you out, and inshallah we can work together to alleviate some of the burdens that have been put on our people and our residents and our citizens.
So thank you to my friend Amr, who was able to tell us a little bit about the amazing work that is happening in the UAE to support people during this difficult time. Next up, we have some students from CIS, and they are going to tell you a little bit about their trip to Borneo and how they became global citizens.
Hey guys, my name is Juliette, and I was the only female student who went to Borneo this year. In Borneo, we did a lot of project work, which was actually really fun. We got to make cement blocks that were used for drainage systems in the small village that we visited. We also got to clear a jungle river from an invasive species of seaweed, which was really interesting to learn about, and then we actually got to experience it and see what it looked like and everything. That was really cool. Something that you might be more familiar with is we did a lot of tree planting, which is a very common volunteer project work. So we even got to collect seeds from the jungle floor and plant them in their tree nursery. The trees that we actually planted were not the ones that we collected, but they were about this big, because if you just plant a seed in the jungle, it might not have that much of a chance to survive. So they have to grow them in their nursery first to make sure that they're a little bit bigger. If you ever get the chance to go on a trip like this, an international trip to do some project work and explore and see a new country and really get into the culture, I would highly suggest that you take it because it is so much fun. You get to be with people your age and your friends, and it's not just like a normal vacation with your family. You get to really be in the culture and find out things that most tourists wouldn't really find out from being there. So it's really cool. And if you want to see some cool animals like crocodiles or even lots of monkeys or some interesting animals that you've never even heard of before, I would highly suggest it. Okay? Yeah.
Hello, good morning, grade 3s. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. So today, me and my brothers will be telling you about our experience in Borneo. So this is Victor, he's 15 years old and he's in grade 9. This is Magnus, he's 12 and he's in grade 7. And I'm Vincent and I'm 14 in grade 8. So us three, along with 4 other students and Miss Jamie, we traveled to Borneo in February 2020. So the main reason why we went to Borneo was to do community work and help with volunteering. So some of the community work that we did was we planted 100 trees in the jungle, and we helped improve their drainage systems to decrease the chances of getting malaria, because in Borneo there's a high chance of getting malaria because of all the mosquitoes. So my favorite part about going to Borneo was helping all the people, all the villagers, and creating the drainage systems and playing sports with the villagers. What was your favorite part, Victor?
So my favorite part was actually when we were in the jungle and we took a boat to plant 100 trees.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Magnus?
My favorite part was when we went river cruising on the boat in the river, or when we played with the locals volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty fun.
Up next, boys and girls, we have 2 people, also from our school community, who have done amazing things to help others. Let's find out what they have
Hey
done.
guys, I heard that you're talking about community helpers. Okay, so community helpers are the people who obviously can help our community in many different ways. So when all this crazy time has started with the COVID virus and the things, I was thinking, what can I do to just give a little bit of help to my community? Let's say school, my friends, my cousins, my family. So I have decided to start making these face masks because my mom taught me how to sew, and I decided to make face masks and to give it as a gift to all my friends and family, to give them just a little bit thing, just a small thing to protect themselves during the COVID virus. Bye.
Hi grade 3, it's Miss Katie here from the secondary school. I'm so happy to hear that you're learning about volunteering. I have been lucky enough to have had lots of volunteering opportunities. When I was living in Canada and I was about your age, I volunteered at animal shelters. When I was a bit older, I volunteered as a camp counselor for a camp that sponsored kids who otherwise wouldn't be able to go to summer camp. And then when I was a little bit older, after high school, I spent some time volunteering overseas. I volunteered in Uganda and in Tanzania and in Indonesia. And in those 3 settings, I was working mostly with kids. Sometimes I was working in schools that were in very remote rural places with no water or electricity. And the students and teachers made all their own learning and school supplies, and that was really inspiring to see and to work with them. And then sometimes I was working in communities where kids hadn't been able to be at home or be in school for a long time because there was a conflict happening in their communities, so it wasn't safe for them. And I was working with local and international organizations to help them transition back to life at home. Through my volunteering experiences, I feel like I learned 2 big things. One is that no matter where we are in the world, no matter all of the diversities that exist, there is so much more that unites us than divides us. The second thing I learned is that there are so many opportunities to make a difference in the world, and that it's a wonderful thing to think globally and to act locally. We can look in our own communities, our own schools, our own neighborhoods to make a positive difference, to make a wonderful impact on the world around us right here at home. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." Volunteering is a great way to do that, and I can't wait to hear about your volunteering experiences and to see the change that you are creating in your world. Thanks so much, Grade 3.
Wow, grade 3, you have been so lucky today to learn from all of these amazing people about the work that they've been doing. But I have a challenge that I would like to set for you. So, today's task is for you to think big. You had your ideas about how you could help in your local community as a global citizen. Now I want you to think bigger. Imagine if you were the director of one of the international organizations, one of those global organizations that we've been learning about, like Red Crescent or Save the Children or UNICEF. What would your organization be called? What would your organization do? Who would they be helping? What would they be helping? Maybe they're helping people. Maybe they're helping animals. Maybe they're helping the environment. So what is your name? What do you do? And how do you do it? So tell me about the different ways that you would help in your global organization. Would you have volunteers? Would you do fundraising? Would you have people contributing aid? What would you do? So all of the things that you've learned so far, I want you to see if you can try and think of an amazing organization that would have an amazing impact on our global community. So let's think. We can think about local issues. We can think about global issues. And let's see what you guys come up with. Because do you know what? You're little people, but little people can do big things. And we can all work together to change the world.